Welcome to Ohms Lounge with your host, Ohms and the Lone Salesman. And today we're going to be talking about EVE Online. We're going to talk about Ohms' experience with the game, being an ace pilot he is, and then my Newbro experience so far. I've only been playing for about maybe a month. So, Ohms, what can you tell me about EVE Online for anyone who doesn't know what that game is?
It's a great game. It's my new forever game, and by that I mean like I can see myself playing this forever. It's a sandbox. It's owned by a company known now as Fenrir Creations, previously known as CCP Games. They're based out of Iceland, the land of Bjork. A really great community, fun to stream, great streamers. It's really good. If you're really into sandbox stuff, if you like ships, if you like outer space, and if you have a lot of time on your hands, this is definitely worth looking into.
What got you into the game? Like, when did you first hear about it?
So my friend that was crashing with me at my apartment, like, what is it, like 7, 8 years ago now? He was just like, "Yeah, I played this game called EVE Online, and it looked interesting. It looked hard, and I wanted something that was challenging, and this game definitely delivered. Like, you can do whatever you want. You can you can do PvP, you can do PvE, you can build stuff, you can sell stuff, you can buy and make drugs, and you can do industry and all this other crazy stuff. I What really got me hooked into the game was definitely the dollar amount that people spend or lose in this game, notably the Titans, because just a Titan ship, yeah, those are worth a lot. Even just like some of the stations, like the Keep Stars, those are like 200 bill. So like for context, like 1 trillion ISK, which ISK is like the in-game currency. Like 1 trillion ISK is like, if I'm not mistaken, like either $1,500 or like $10,000. I don't know. I need to look that up really quick. But yeah, I was just blown away with like how involved people are in this game and the wars that go on, and it's crazy. I wanted to be a part of it.
Wow, yeah. I mean, I've read some stuff and saying, yeah, some ships are worth like $2,000 or whatnot. There was recently a battle, I think, with Winterco and Imperium and the Goon Swarm. Like funny, we'll get into that later because that was actually one of my first introductions to the game. Um, because for context, I've been playing the game for again a month, and Josh got me into this game. You introduced me to Tarkov before, which I also liked. Has a huge risk reward factor, which I see with this game. But I really enjoy the space aesthetic. The ships look cool. The lore is there. The skybox or the space box, you could say, just looks amazing. For a game that's been around for at least 20 years, they really took care of it. I mean, the graphics, the presentation, the learning curve is slightly steep, I guess. I mean, I guess the learning curve depends on where you stay in the game because the cool thing about this game and what a lot of people have pointed out is unlike traditional MMOs, you're not really locked into a certain area. I mean, HiSec, I guess, is your main hubs, your main safe NPC or ratting areas where you fight enemies and do missions, but nothing is stopping you from going to lowsec or where there's no space police, no Concord, or nullsec or the Triglavian. All these places are free to go from day one. Now I know Emporium is coming, which is going to be the new, I guess, new player space. I joined, maybe I thought maybe I should wait until then, but I figured whatever. You showed me a lot and got me out of that mentality of gear fear. Some of the footage in the videos, like my Navy hook bell, which I really like. I just bought a cruiser the other day. There's just so much to do and so much fun. So I think finding what you like to do is important. Mining, enemy, PvP or just fighting rats, as they say, or NPCs. There's something to do for everyone. So they have guilds in this game called Corpse. You introduced me to one, but what are your corpse experience like?
I've had a pretty bad experience with my first core. I was a Newbro, and I made it abundantly clear, to them that I was like, "Hey, I wanna stay in high sec because I don't know what I'm doing, so I wanna learn and figure it out on my own." So I did was just grind nothing but level missions, and my first experience with the game, like, 7 years ago, I picked it up for, like, a couple of months, and then I put it down for, like, 7 more years, and then I come back to it, and now with, like, AI and stuff, because my friend that got me introduced to it, he wasn't a very good, teacher, so I used AI to helped me out. I've streamed it a few times. Whenever I did stream it on Twitch, the community was super nice. They gave me some money. They told me where to go and what to build, what to fly, and I'm it got more clear to me, like, what I should be doing. Where the core failed me was they kicked me out abruptly there, and the guy was just like, "Oh, you were a terrible core member. You never left high sec. You never fleeted up with us." And I'm over here, and he, like, threw it in my face. He was just like, "We're not a tax security place, you know, like, we're not here to shelter. Yeah, we're not a tax shelter, basically." I was like, "Wow." Like, where's all this shit coming from?
Yeah, I mean, that was the first thing, I learned is, like, sure, you can make money or ISK in the game, but that tax does go to your corp, and the beginning corp tax, I think, is about 10% or 10 or 5%, which is kinda high. So, yeah, I mean, I can see why he might have thought that, but at the same time, it's just like, why go that far? It's like, especially if you were like on and off playing, and now knowing what I know now, if you're just playing in high sec, it's not like, okay, let's say you join a corp just to avoid tax in high sec. It's not even like you're saving a lot of money because the risk isn't there. You're not going to make
It's
like,
nothing.
it's like, so I could get it if you were like doing that in like higher risk missions when you were like running a business or whatever, or doing a lot of market stuff. But yeah, that's pretty interesting, and that's the thing about this game is the community uh is very diverse. I'll say. I won't go too much into how every corp goes because there's rumors about how some operate. But at least what I've seen so far is there's a lot of corps open to helping new bros, new players. There are some divisive type of corps that will kind of make you, they'll fit you, they'll be like, okay, we're going to give you these ships, we're going to give you ISK, but you have to do these tasks. And then, so you kind of, I wouldn't say you become a slave, but they look for new people to kind of like run those tasks for them. Whereas the current core, they're pretty open, and they said, "Hey, look, this is my at least my when you introduced me, we have the alliance, and this corp you're going to join is more for beginners, so not too much danger, but eventually, there's a roadmap to like, okay, this is our space, this is where you can go, these are the stations, and fleet up with us every now and then. We'll show you the ropes." And I like that because for now, I guess I'm like you, where I'm just learning and I'm just trying out everything. So I've tried, exploration, combat sites. You showed me the abyssals, and there's still plenty more. There's faction warfare, which I kind of want to try. There's more industry and production, which I've dabbled in. I'm trying a little of everything, and then I finally made some new accounts. And one of those new accounts is got picked up in rookie. Just because I'm talking in rookie chat, people will try to pick you up for a corp, and they're like, they asked me straight up, like, "Are you really a new bro, or is this a alt?" And I'm just like, "Oh man, like, I don't want to play that game where I pretend and then they find out later on, So, I mean, if they want me, it's fine. Do you see a benefit of joining multiple corps at once, or not really?
I'd say that in my experience, having one that's just neutral or a freelance, agent or something, that's useful because if you join the core, you're gonna have enemies. Like, you're constantly at war with someone. And let me look and see how many wars we're in at the moment. We're like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're in 12 wars at the moment.
Oh,
And,
yeah,
and
sheesh.
that's just with this core. Now, you don't have to worry about that with, with a character that's not in a core at all. But if it isn't clear already, like, If you're part of a corps that's at war with someone, then basically you can just get shot on sight, no questions asked. It's justified, and you're just trying to just do something.
Well, that's what's got me scared about faction warfare too, because it's like more or less the same, and you can be at war with your own corp people. So that's why I was like a little hesitant. And then if you join like Guristas or the Angel Cartel, you're also become an enemy of like the main empires, which also sounds like kind of shit. So when I joined the new corps, they told me, "Hey, come to this station. This is what we call Walmart." So I'm like, "All right, I'll just fly a shuttle over there and then leave a jump clone. Well, I'll just hop on whatever." I go for a family trip. Come to find out, an enemy alliance decided to attack one of the keep stars I had my junk clone on. And this was deep in nullsec, and I'm just like, I couldn't even get into my jump clone and move anything because the station had taken enough damage where it became whole, I guess, or all the services were down. People were trying to log in, getting timed out, and while they were fighting, so it was just I was not getting that clone back. I didn't even go back to the asset safety because I was just like, I'm it's just a shuttle, like whatever. So I thought that was insane to think that they could go that deep, and they hit a major spot too. That Keepstar was like a major trading hub, which kind of sucks. But I at least have a new clone now in the other area where we do the abyssals. But that was a very interesting introduction to Eve and how destructive it could get.
Yeah, like, literally everything that went wrong for a new person playing the game went wrong for you. Like, that's what's funny to me is, like, you get put into a core that's meant for beginners, and yet you're the one who ends up getting way more, like damage or whatever. Like, I wasn't touched at all, and we're part of the same core, which
I
is
know.
hilarious.
I mean, you know what? It's fine because honestly, it feels worse from the other times I've died from gankers, from gate. So like I've died at least I don't know once or twice to gate campers. Once during autopilot, and the second time. So it's funny because I think you mentioned one of your characters died near Heck, and
Yeah.
I found out that another reason besides it being a trading hub, a lot of people like to gank there because of the Sisters of Eve quest, because some people take
Mm,
shortcuts.
mhm.
And it's interesting because there's actually like terms of service for the game. They actually have a point to make it so you cannot grief new players, like if you're found to be just like picking on new players. In some areas are kind of off limits to kill people, like for example the starting area, like the schools. And I even read somewhere that some areas like near the major quest lines too. Um but yeah, so I learned the hard way by running autopilot, which I'll never do again, going through low sec. Unless you're in a shuttle or something, or you have the defenses, you might get gate camps, and if you're not doing your research or scanning, or it's an easy way to die. Even if it's one person, there could be several. One time it was just like two guys. The other time it was eight. Um, Second time I died too was I put a buy order for some material, and I didn't check where the station was, and then turns out it was in low sec. It was only one jump away, one or two jumps away. So I was like, okay, well, let me just take this empty ship and see what happens. And then sure enough, I get blasted. you know? Um, Same thing. I've mined in low sec, learned the hard way. If you're going anywhere near Jitta in those low sec spaces near Jitta, expect to have players nearby. um, I've found some low sec areas that are fine, and now that I'm part of the alliance, even nullsec can be safe. Well, can be, but you never know. It sucked. I haven't had any major losses like that I'd cry over. I think now that I've gotten some of the Navy ships and cruisers and destroyers, if I lose those, then I'd be a little disappointed. But the amount of money I guess I've made on my main account, it's nothing. I've learned that these ships are not something you need to get attached to. To me, like in Tarkov, they're just like guns. It's or what we call fits, right? It's like this is your fitted ship. You can easily just go and buy it again. There's nothing really special about it, unless you get that really special module or item. But if you're just copying like a community fit, then there's nothing to cry about, I guess. But I don't know, man. Like, what are your experiences with loss in this game?
I lost a 200 million-ish ship the other day just from
Oh,
trying to do an agent mission level 2 thing. That's,
um,
like, probably the most expensive thing that I've lost ever, and I was really broken up about that, but I was just like, "Alright, whatever. I have money. I have other accounts. What did I learn? How can I make this better next time?" And I think, like, what I was actually more excited about was almost getting, like, a legitimate kill. And, like, I've killed, like, a person before, and I'm not, like, really good at PvP. That's what I'm focusing on basically most of my accounts is, PvP, and or at least getting the skills for that. And when I died, I looked at it, I looked at the kill report, and I was like, well, the thing that's really cool about this game is you can see, like, who killed you, where, what their what you lost, and you can, like, do some research on the people that had killed you, and you can be like, "Oh, well, they had this ship, so maybe this is like a direct counter, and maybe I should approach it this way." And I don't know, it's always drip feeding you more and more
hmm.
information. So if you're the type of person that really enjoys like trivial knowledge, then this is definitely the game for you, especially if you want to apply that knowledge in a meaningful way.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot to learn because ships have vulnerabilities. It's not just about, if it's weak to thermal, kinetic, or EM, but you also have capacitor draining. You have shield tanks versus armor tanks. You have long range versus short range. You have speed. You have turret tracking. You have targeting. You have all these factors that could either be your greatest power or greatest weakness. And you can't have like an all-around ship. Like it's very hard to have that. You're always going to have some weakness. Even if your ship is very kitted for, like, let's say PvE, it might not be good for PvP, vice versa. Because let's say you have a warp disruptor like for PvP, that's pretty useless against most NPCs unless it's a specific enemy you're trying to fight. But, like, for example, abyssals, you're just like wasting a slot, right? Or certain combat sites, you're not really trying to. It serves no purpose. I would say, yeah, it is kind of like, speaking of accessibility. Like, I honestly don't think it's that hard to, like, get into if you have experience. And let's, like, it doesn't even have necessarily be MMOs per se, but any like RPG or extraction shooter kind, just to have that base level knowledge of, like, running numbers, because there's a lot of skills that increase percentages for certain things. It's not all about raw damage. It's about rate of fire, reload times, stuff like that. So I guess your capacitors, the closest thing you can relate to that is like your mana or like magic skill, whatever you want to say. Like, how many, like, because your weapons don't, like, everything takes a bit of power, and then there's your active use of modules. So some are passive, some are active. Sometimes you turn them on. Some just have passive buffs, which are usually pretty convenient. But yeah, like, I think if you just go to rookie help, you're either gonna get some help or you're just gonna get some sarcastic asshole who's gonna say it depends. Which, it's a very annoying answer, but honestly, uh, like, it's kind of true because you can't just say, "Hey, what should I do in this game?" Like, going back to what from the beginning, because there's just so much thing. Like, what can get me the most ISK? And it's a controversial thing, but I think you mentioned sometimes it's about how much ISK can you make in an hour, or what activity are you going to do to make ISK? And whereas other people are like, "Well, it's not about that; it's about having fun." But okay, but
You need ISK to have fun. I don't
yeah,
understand what's so hard to think, like, what's so hard to grasp about that? You're like, "That's not true. That's not true at all."
I mean, the
It's
way,
like, look, I mean,
yeah.
these people are uh, small tangent, but just, like, don't let these fucking people that don't let them get mad for everyone else. Like, just like, just stick to what you know, and if you really truly feel some way about it, Cool. Stick to that. Don't let these fucking people tell you otherwise.
Well, the way I see it, it's like you always want to be making ISK somehow to get the next thing you want, right? So okay, like if I'm a new person, and right now I have, three characters, three with different goals. I mean, my main character, I definitely want. I guess I'm trying to fly specific cruisers, or I want to be able to fly a certain ship, for example. That's your goal. But to do that, it's like, okay, if this ship's, let's say, 40 billion is just to start off with, and that's not the modules, or the tier two is
Mhm.
like 200,000. You know, it's not enough to just buy it, but you have to maintain it. And like, you have to say, just like you, like, am I willing to lose this 200 million uh, chip? And what do you do to get that? Is because like you have to have that constant money flowing in, or else um, just wanting to pilot a certain ship doesn't mean anything. I would say yes. To your point about the opinions, there are some elitists in this game, but there's a lot of people that come and go. So that's actually like a huge number of people say, "Ah, I quit," and then they come back, and I've seen tons of people say that. Oh, I haven't played since like 20 years ago, or I haven't played since like 2 years ago, whatever. It's always there. Now, the whole thing is this game is technically free to play, but to get the most, they have the systems called Omega. There's the Plex, that's another paid money, and other things like skills. So we haven't even gotten into skills or anything, but I would say if you're just a casual player, you can definitely enjoy as alpha. Uh,
Mhm.
I think up to a certain point, you don't need it, but if you want to get the most out of this game and kind of make your life easier, Omega is the way to go, because one, it unlocks all the skills that there's just so many skills behind Omega and ships, and two, it's what was it? Oh, the skill points, because your training as an alpha is kind of slow, and then Omega is like, I can't remember how much more it is. It's almost double, not counting your attributes, but uh, it just makes it easier to play or invest your time. Because in my opinion, time is more valuable than you know uh, s- some aspects of money. Like if I'm paying a
Mhm.
subscription, um, I don't want to just be sitting there doing nothing. Because once you get to 4 or 5 level skills, it's like at least a week or two, and that's for the basic skills, not counting the more advanced skills, which I hear can take months. And the only way to improve that is by applying skill points, which you can pay for or do your challenges to earn. Yeah, and so like I like that because there's always something to do, and you have that passive learning going on. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can't fly the ship right now, but in a week from now I can. So I kind of like that.
Yeah.
But that's not to say you know how to fly the ship. It's like you have the skills to fly it, but flying it itself could be a whole different story.
Mhm. It
Because
sure is. 'Cause
I,
you gotta practice with it, and you gotta find somewhere safe to practice.
because yeah, I was like last night. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy this cruiser, and I wouldn't say I was disappointed, but I was like, wait a minute, like this isn't doing as good as I hoped. Like my frigate was doing way better, and it was something like I thought I'd be good at, but then maybe it wasn't quite there yet. The masteries kind of help you as a guideline to see how well you'll do with the ship, but there's always other things to consider too, because those roll bonuses really do have a huge effect on the ship sometimes, and what type of weapon systems you apply to those ships. So yeah, what do you think has got you interested? Like as of now, like what do you think is keeps people going in this game?
The whole fleet stuff and the wars that are going on, like, you see some of these pictures and you're like, "What the hell is going on?" Like, there's just so many things on the screen. Like, there's that, there's the lore. I think the community as well. Like on Twitch, there's a really strong community following. They're pretty consistent too. Just I would say like the willingness of the community to help out, like legitimately. Like it's probably one of the best communities I've ever seen. And it's also like a game that you can just AFK from safely and still have like that satisfaction that you did something, even if you're just doing something as brain dead as mining.
Yeah, because like I'm looking, so like I think in the recent post they share some screenshots of the Winter Coat battle, and I mean I'm just looking at this now, seeing three, four, five Titans, just tons of ships out here, fleeted up. Like to be a part of something like this is, and then there's the ship blowing up, the Keepstar, where my clone died. Dude, oh my gosh. What would you say is like the future? Because I know like Emporium's coming out, and I'm not gonna say like I don't know how this game gets new players, like advertising wise. I think maybe it attracts mostly MMO players, but I wonder with like the new Emporium out like update, will they try to do more outreach to get people to play? Because it seems like kind of a word of mouth game. Because most of the time, I think the game caps at about 20,000 to 30,000 players. So I wonder, like, what are they trying to go for as far as player count?
I'm not quite sure. Ever since they ended up going back to independently owned, they ended up getting also a deal with Google DeepMind. And if I remember correctly, Google DeepMind's like AI focused, but one of the things that they're trying to focus on as well is making it an offline version of Eve Online. And I'm not
Oh,
quite sure what that's gonna look like or what that's gonna be used for, because, like, this game is just a huge sandbox simulator. Like, there's a lot of like, all the math checks out, there's trajectory and all this other shit that's running behind the scenes. Like, all these systems like, whenever people couldn't log in, like how you were saying before, that's because, like, each little area can only hold so much. So
right.
maybe that they're gonna try and improve those things and maybe even make them bigger and badder, uh, systems or environments for people to go and check out. Because as it is, like, it looks pretty empty, but it's what you're doing in your HUD a lot of the time that's, like, the most exciting part, and you're doing, like you're constantly checking stuff. But for a new player, like they see, I keep wanting to call him CCP, but so Fenrir's Creations FC, what they're what it seems to me, and this is just me kind of like doing a small observation, is yes, they want new people. Yes, they want them to spend money, and yes, they want them to have fun. But they're like, all right, well, what can we do to make it fun but not overpowered? Because they have like a lot of really cool ships, like yeah, the Society of Conscious Thought, like, you can get yourself a battleship just by doing the daily, like, challenges. You can get the praxis and yeah, and, like, that's worth a lot. Like, just that ship alone, if you do the daily challenges, that's worth, like, a quarter bill.
And that's and what we're talking about is the current events. Capsuleer Day was just the 26th
Yep.
or 27th year,
23rd.
23rd. Yeah. 23rd year. So yeah, a game has been around 23 years, and the current event is so lucrative. I mean, you have like what, four or five different activities. I mean, mining's not much. It's just easy, but all of the rewards. I mean, I guess even if you still do mining, you get those rewards. Yeah, five ships. You get Plex, which you can sell for ISK or spend in the Eden store. It's I mean, these complexes and defense grids, these combat sites are at least, 4 to 5 million worth of loot if you get it all yourself. If possibly more if you get like a skin or clothes. The hacking sites
Yeah.
too. All the activities are worth a lot of money right now. I think the last event was the election, which people said you could even make even more money. Apparently, they said this one's more tame compared to the last one, which I find a little hard to believe because honestly, I'm finding myself making a lot of ISK right now. There is some competition though, so maybe talking about some of the MMO aspects of this game. Anything that's on the field or was considered loot can be taken by anyone. So there's no like besides mission rewards, which you can't split up. Everything is kind of like every man for or woman for himself. So or if my ship gets blown up, technically you can loot it and then take it, or someone else can, which is a strategy, I guess. If there's a huge battle, you could just go in and take the wreckage, either using a salvager or if you're feeling ballsy, just go directly loot it. I think that's one thing though is that they like to incite conflict sometimes because that's kind of the whole point. It's like okay, you can work together, or you can fight over it. So in high sec, it's usually not worth it. I mean, there's still other challenges to do, like killing the elites. So even if you don't get the loot, you're at least still accomplishing the challenge. But you might earn a little bad standing if you just go in and become a little loot goblin. So got to be careful.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, like, that's the other part of it too, that going back to the original question about, like, what they're gonna do for newer players or what they're trying to achieve, and I think they just want it to be comfy enough, and I think that's what the Emporium's gonna be mostly, like a little gated community for kids that can't fight so well,
Yeah,
and but I don't know. I really don't know. It's either that they're gonna try and get them involved in that to where they can get their skills nice and, fluffed up, or they're gonna start pivoting more into Vanguard, which I don't really wanna get into because I did not like it. I have high hopes for it, but I don't really care for it. It's just their FPS extraction shooter, but I don't know. It's whatever. I don't really care about it.
I looked at it and it looked okay, but it looked a little raw. I don't know, too early to tell. There's some
Yeah.
idiot in Rookie Help who was talking about it's like technically I've been like because someone asked, "Can I go to this planet?" And one guy said no, and this other person's like, "Well, yes, you can. I did it in Vanguard. My character, I did it. I've been." It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, fucking cares. Like, um, so there's been some people saying that wondering if Emporium might do harm than good because
I think it's gonna be about the same, dude.
like if it's just like the state school thing and then you just do your missions and then like if they just do it to where the career agents are in the Emporium and you run your missions and then you leave, then I think it would be kind of lame. If it's a little more than that, then that would be cool. Like if they taught you more mechanics, because honestly, the career agents only teach you so much. Like they don't teach you how to use drones. They don't teach you about what any of the stats mean, like fall off, optimal range. They don't tell you like about electronic warfare. So I mean, they do a little bit with the Soldier of Fortune, like they show you how to jam someone or disrupt their tracking, but there's just so many things to the game that they don't teach. And one of the things that I think is very important is it's just like I think they need to teach people how to like scale their ships or scale. If you just run like $1 million ISK ship for like in high sec for a week or two, you're not going to make a lot of money. And like I said, it's like spending that extra money, taking that extra risk to outfit yourself can pay off the ship in a matter of hours or in a day. I mean, I'm not flying anything too expensive, but if it's like 25 mil or something, I'll drop money on it. Even 50 at this point. Like that's my comfort zone. So like making money, increasing your comfort level, and just escalating from there. And then sooner or later, you're at a billion or 500,000 or whatever. Like making a billion would be nice without selling Plex. I would like to get there. What advice would you give to like yourself in the past or just new people in general at this point?
Um, Making your intentions clear with whoever it is that you're gonna try and join a core with. Um, I'd say finding out what you like to do in the game really quickly, and then chasing that even more, and finding out like what you don't mind doing for grinding to pay for what you want to do. And you really hit the lucky spot if you end up finding a thing that you don't mind grinding and it also makes money and you're also doing the thing that you want it to do. Like for me, it was fighting and I wanted to learn more PvE. That to me is cool. I guess another thing would be looking at the third party applications. Like you got SMT and you got PIFA. These are like I know it's scary and it's really hard to sell someone on going to like a GitHub and downloading it and installing it and stuff. But believe me, it's super worth it. You can test out fits, it'll connect to your Eve account, it'll tell you what the raw damage is gonna be like and how much it's gonna cost, and if your character is missing any abilities or if they can use it ready to roll. You don't even have to be logged into the game. You can just check it all out. You can play with, theory crafting,
Yeah.
and once you see all that, then you're like, "Oh, damn. Okay, cool. All this stuff is starting to click."
Yeah, this game does have a pretty open and accessible API, so there's a lot of nice those applications do help. Like, I mean, one of the biggest ones is Z Killboard. I mean, without that, you wouldn't know about the danger of certain systems, like because in game, and that's not the fault of the game itself. It's just the game tells you if you're going to like a shady area. But if you really want to know intel, then some of that information can really help you. Or like
Mhm.
you mentioned, like because there is the simulate fit button, and it does tell you skills and stuff and whatnot. But honestly, it's not always enough to know the top. Like again with like Cruiser, I thought on paper it looked good, but it wasn't performing how I wanted to. So maybe doing that extra step would have saved me a little bit of isk and time to do that. It's almost essential to try and do that when you can, unless you just want to try it yourself.
Yeah. I mean, like, these are all just, like I feel like these are pretty okay things to maybe suggest to someone. The other thing too, like, I'm forgetting the complete big one, but just actually doing the what is it? The Bloodstained Stars stuff. Like, this is the one game, and I know it's really kinda dumb to say, but in this case, it's not. You wanna do the tutorial. You really do. And then because you don't wanna at least one time, man. Just do the tutorial one time, you'll be fine. Most of the time, I'd say.
I mean, the tutorial career agents, they teach you enough to get yourself, like, hey, this is the missions you can run, and this is how you do these activities. And then the epic arc, it's not too challenging, but it's a first step into getting into a very long mission chain. And like the final boss you fight, Dagon, is kind of like your first like real fit check. Like, hey, some enemies like this like are gonna be hard, and you might need to change your ship or the way you fight to do it. Like I had to do that
Mhm.
myself, and you know, I was just running a Cormorant destroyer, but it was fit for long range. The DPS was okay, but I guess spoilers if you want to see what Dagon's like. It's not a big deal, but he's driving a Genosis and he's a shield tank. You have to have at least over 100, maybe 150 DPS to even get past his defenses, and then you also have to survive, not be get hit by his stuff, and whatever. So you have to like strategize to take down this enemy, and that's kind of how this game is. Because I think when you showed me Abyssals, there's just a whole list of bits that are recommended and have been proven to be successful in different types. And I thought that was weird because I'm like, really? Like, you have to be that specific? And I guess that's just how it is, or at least the best recommended way, right?
Yeah, if you want efficient, like it's efficient, it's probable, or something like that. But a lot of the time with the Abyssals, not to go too deep into it, it's just like they have like some of these certain abyssal areas have like debuffs, and you just want to have a ship that can counteract the debuff and still do the damage and pretty much just not die. And the reward is more ISK more of the time, or you being able to pay for your ship in just like 1 or 2 runs, and each run is like 20 minutes, like, capped. So, and you can do it like a blitz fit where you can just make a bunch of ISK in an hour, and you can complete a run in like 5 minutes. And that's like what's really, attractive about those to me, is being able to do more of them, getting blueprints and stuff. But, yeah, like, the fits themselves, like, they last a long time. Like, some of the fits that I was using have been used, like, since Abyssals were introduced or talked about, like, 4 years ago or so. Like, so I think that's about no, I think Abyssals came out the same time that Triglavians did, so, like, 7 years ago.
Wow.
And, yeah, dude, like, people have been using the same fits for, like, the past 4 years, at least some the ones that I've been looking at. So, I feel like my money and my time has been properly invested, and I'm not disappointed with that at all.
I guess besides the event, which is an easy way to make money, you always have to find other ways to do it. The game has a very thorough market system, and some items will always sell, like NPC items, but other things like you can get into making ships, you can sell your loot. Seeing if that actually sells or not just depends on the market and where you're at. Jitta, that's the biggest trading hub in the game. There's a few others. There's an interesting thing about like the bots and the multi-boxing. We don't have to talk about too much, but it seems that they do allow, you know, running multiple characters at once, which I can see being nice sometimes, whether it's for mining or you're like hauling stuff or it depends on the task. But I wonder if they'll ever like make a feature where you can just run like multiple ships at once or something. It'd be kind of a cool feature.
I guess, like, the closest you'll get to that, because like, if you have the Steam version of Eve, you can have, like, a Steam account, and you have to use the Steam game, which gives you the Eve client, and then you'll have, your own Eve account if you make it just straight up from the Eve website. So you'll have that account, and then you can connect your Steam account, and then you can open both in separate clients on one computer. So you can basically do, like, a version of multi-boxing, and if you have, like, the setup for it, but the it's gonna weigh pretty heavy on your computer. This game is it's a little sneaky with, like, how much power it will pull, so you gotta be careful about that because your computer will shut off like mine.
I guess you could play on low. I was playing this on my Steam Deck and it did okay for a while, but there were times where it was just completely struggling, and I'm just like, what the hell is going? Especially like you go to like high traffic areas like Jeddah. But yeah, overall, I don't know. Like I think I do want to check in more on this game and kind of make this a reoccurring thing. Just kind of share like latest events, maybe what's going on in the game. The game has a pretty tight community. You said you've streamed this game before, right?
Yeah, a few times, and you're also crazy for playing this game on your Steam Deck. I'm just gonna let you know, and for
Bro-
anyone else that's listening,
Dude,
you're fucking insane.
I was traveling, okay? I needed something. I didn't have my laptop. So, um and honestly, that's where I died the most by playing on my fucking Steam Deck. I died. I died so many times. Oh my god. Uh
Do not recommend that to anybody.
yeah, don't
Maybe
do
for
it.
maybe for, like, simple shit, like, stuff that you're not gonna have to do, like, undocked, but if you're docked, then I can see something.
I beat Dagon on my Steam Deck. I did,
That's crazy.
which I feel
That's insane.
disappointing. I feel disappointing. I wish I played it on my PC. I just couldn't wait. I don't know why. I just really wanted to finish it. I was like, okay, like I remember because the day I was gonna leave, I was like, okay, let me kill Dagon and finish this quest line. But my ship just was not fitted correctly. So I was like, what the hell? Um, so I was like, and then when I found out how to beat him, or at least tried a new fit to fight him, I didn't want to wait until I got back, which I wish I did. But it's fine. I got some very good loot out of it. Anything else you want to say about Eve?
I want there's too much, but I guess, like, some of the stuff that I wish the game had.
Okay,
Um, Let me see. I want more hats. I want better
hats.
cosmetics. I want more hats, dude.
I got I got a hat.
No. I want silly hats. I want stuff like that. I want there to be an integration like how, Vermintide had it, where if you are streaming this game, you can have, like, your chat interact with, the environment that you're in. That'd be kinda cool. Um
It'd be cool. Like if you're running like a combat site, they can send some stuff in or add a
mhm.
random mine somewhere or something. I don't know.
I want a like, a version of situations. I wanna learn how to like, in Mecha Break, how you can just do, like, situations where you're like, "Oh, defend this thing, get it to the end of whatever." I want more missions like that. I want I want more cool, like, cinematic, stuff like how they had in the very beginning of the game. Like, that shit was really cool. I don't know what happened, why they stopped doing that, but I want more of that.
Yeah, I mean, the lore is there. I mean, it is cool. I think on their website they had some post about some news update about some battle about the syndicate breakout or something. Um,
Mhm.
but I mean, there is stuff. I mean, it's mostly in-game footage, but like a rendered um thing would be really cool to see, like a rendered show or video, seeing what's going on, like or some characters. Like I think the character creation's pretty was actually really nice. I mean, you can really make a lot of nice features or um the portrait system is a little awkward. You can't do some certain poses. I saw one guy, I don't know how he did it, but he got a picture of his boots in his portrait. I don't know how he did it.
I guess another thing too is I want them to actually have, like, achievements, like a Steam achievement system. Because like, they have Steam, like, the Steam trading cards, but there's no achievements, and if you look on Z Killboard, there's achievements you can get through that. Like, one of them is, like, kill a CCP dev or something like that,
My
and
gosh.
yeah, like, there's a lot of really cool ones, like, take down, a capital ship or something. I would like to see another one specific for abyssals. I would want to see, like, a capital ship abyssal site. I wanna see something like that, man. I feel like abyssals don't get enough love.
Well, I mean, there's just so many. I see people talking about deep float rifts or something. There's dead sites, and then level 4 missions. People focus on that. The interesting thing about abyssals is those filaments, and what I was finding out is there's so many ways to like because abyssals is like a one-way ticket, but there's actually other filaments that will warp you to nullsec, and then other ones that take you to Triglavian, and then there's other ones that just like kind of take you back to high sec. So there's these like convoluted systems of traveling through space. It gets pretty crazy because if you just go from gate to gate to gate, going to nullsec, it can take a lot of time. So I see some people do it to where bumping to nullsec via these filaments. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't say like this game needs like a better travel system, but I know the game you can pay people to haul stuff too, but if there was like an in-game service to like move stuff, that would be kind of nice sometimes. Like I know that's kind of part of the gameplay, but it can get a little tedious if you're not like big into hauling or whatever.
Yeah, I'd say the only problem with that is, like, they have the way they make this game is that if it works, it's because they thought about it for a very long time before they actually implement it, and
Yeah.
some people will disagree with me there, but I think, like, by and large, like, I think that's mostly true. Because, like, with the certain events, people are gonna say, well, we'll look at the event. How come there's a bunch of bugs and glitches and stuff like that?" I'm like, "Alright, look, fair. That's very fair." But something that was introduced, like Abyssals or the Triglavians, whenever they think about that, they're like, there's glaring issues at first, but then they just hash it out like any other game.
Yeah.
Like, it's they always overtune, and then they make their adjustments later on. They gotta find that nice ceiling and what people are comfortable with.
Makes sense. I mean, I do get a little pissed off when my ship is just like rocking around and can't find where the fuck to go, but um that's the Pathfinder or whatever, it gets funny, but to fix that, there's manual, flying, which I'm not very good at, but I think you kinda need to learn it to get the hang of things.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they'd ever consider just, like, a regular, like, control scheme, like moving your WSAD, like, around.
There's too many hotkeys for this game.
Yeah.
Way too many. Unless you have, like, some crazy, like, drone pilot, controller or something.
That'd be kinda cool, like, if the game had support like that, that'd be I would get a stick or something like that for the if it supported it.
Yeah, that does seem like something that's kinda missing from the game, like something that makes you feel like a true fighter pilot, you know? That would be pretty cool.
'Cause at the time, it just kinda I don't know how to describe it. It's strange. I guess not really like a RTS, but, like, I don't know. I've never played a game like this.
It reminds me a lot of, like a tabletop 'cause
Yeah,
and it's like a slow if everything looks super slow, but there's so much stuff going on at once, and, like, 3 minutes in this time, like, in this game can feel like it's, like, 10 seconds. I swear.
that is true. I mean, when you're fighting, like, 15 enemies at once, it's just like you are, like, dialed in. I mean, maybe sometimes they're a little easy and you can just tank it, it's fine, but you still gotta pay attention and you gotta be like, "Okay, I gotta get in range. I gotta lock onto this guy. I got to orbit or I got to approach. I want to be in range and shoot. I mean, even if you're in PvP, that's another just like a dire situation. Just like, fuck, like, how can I get out of this? Can I even warp? Like, I froze like sometimes when I'm being attacked. Like, I frozen when maybe I
Yeah,
could have gotten out, but like, just because you're warp disrupted doesn't mean like it's the end of the world. If you're lucky, you can make it to the gate, or if you're super good, you can do like the warp tricking, which I kind of learned where you align, you put on your afterburner, you try to reach at least 70% speed, and then you warp immediately. And then that's going to warp you almost instantly. It still takes a little time to build up speed, but like knowing little things like that can help. Or sometimes when you're warping to somewhere, just don't warp immediately within 0 kilometers because
true.
there could be someone waiting. If you're coming out of a
Mhm.
gate, I don't know much you can do besides,
Stay cloaked.
yeah, stay cloaked for a second and then like really think about your next move. Because I mean, I've definitely done it to where I'm just like on autopilot or I'm just moving around. Like I didn't even notice that there. The local chat is like a huge like good tool. If even if you're not like using the directional scanner, to see if there's someone in the system. That's always helpful.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in low sec or even null sec. Like, because once you get to certain alliance spaces, if they're not blue, if they're not your friend, I would not trust them.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's either stay in high sec with newts and stuff or just, stay on your toes and make sure you're not flying anything super crazy. Or if you wanna fly something super crazy, then I hope you know what you're doing.
Well, because like that's like what I wanted to think about. Because like some of your friends and some of the people who played this game for like years just never got into combat. Like they just did industry or exploring.
It's tough. It's fucking tough.
It, it
It's
kind
just it's a hard system. That's why I've been practicing with Abyssals because that's the closest way for me to get trained up on manual piloting, knowing, like, ranges of certain weapons, ship types, weaknesses, getting loot so I can actually pay for some of these ships without worrying too much about me overinvesting. It's like, to me, it's efficient.
yeah. 'Cause, like, and if you really get into the game, like, you get into those wars, you actually participate, you're likely gonna lose a
Mhm.
lot. Some alliances, they just lose tons of ships and disc, and one of that famous one, that Titan that got lost, it was like, um, it was just, like, done totally accidental just because the guy went AFK and didn't park his Titan next to the goddamn dock. He got, like, tackled or pushed out, and they just blew it up. And it's just like that's a expensive ass ship. I think I seen someone's Marshall. It was like a $70 billion Marshall just got blew up. I mean, I don't know how I would feel after. Like I'm sure there's some people who got tons of money that can just blow it on this game, and like I could too, I guess. But to what point would I be okay with throwing that away?
If that was me with my marshal and if I lost that, I would at least wanna have the satisfaction of knowing that I killed at least, like, 5 people or
Yeah,
something like
if
that.
yeah, like, if you inflicted some damage, then that's good. And some corps will even reimburse you, I guess. Like, I know, some alliances, if you're part of a big fleet battle, they might reimburse you since you're,
Yeah.
But it depends. I mean, there's some alliances and corps that don't own space at all, which it's not a bad thing. Like it really depends on your goals, right? Because honestly, if you're trying to go to nullsec, sure you could be sneaky and go around and do sites or whatever in other people's space, but I don't think like I don't want to be looking over my shoulder, you know, like I don't want that to be something I have to fucking worry about. Like if I have a nice place to play and run missions and then do whatever I want, then that's kind of nice. If I don't have that and you're telling me that, oh, we're just a high sec group and we just run the high sec, I'm like, that's fine, but to what point? Like I can just run high sec myself. Like you don't own that. How are you going to protect me? Same thing with low sec. It's just like we do have some allies like sometimes every now and then you can find a keep star in low sec that's maybe your ally, and it might be a sign that it's safe, but you never know.
Yeah, I got blown up outside of a cube star and like in point yeah, in point 4. And then I
Seriously?
tried to talk to the guy yeah, I got blown up just like in a stupid little Corvette. I was just trying to scan some stuff, and this guy just rolls up on me and, I don't know, some Navy destroyer, and just, like, 2 taps me and kills and pods me on top of that.
Come
I was
on.
like, "Well," and then I try and message him, and he just, like, he declined the message, and then he blocked me. I was like, "You piece of shit." I
What a
probably wasn't gonna say anything nice to him, but it's whatever.
Oh, now that reminds me, yeah, my first experience, like, exploring into wormholes. I just again, I was on my fucking Steam Deck, and, I'm just trying to do my scanning, and I'm like, "Ah, you know, instead of going to the next system, I'll just scan around in this, wormhole," and, everything's going good, and then I start hearing the beeping noise, and I'm just like, "What the hell's going on?" And there's 2 guys just shooting at me, and I'm just like, "Fuck." And, like, I turned on my micro warp drive, and I was, like, flying 2K to the wormhole, but it was just too late. I mean, my hearing got blown up, and I was just like, "You know what?" I messaged the guy, I said, "Why, bro? I'm just exploring." And he said, "Welcome to J Space. We're taking recruitment here." Like, I'm not fucking joining. I I don't wanna live in a fucking wormhole space, like, those people have to be crazy because I don't even know how you, like, map that shit out. There's gotta be something online, but there's people that operate in wormholes, and because the thing is, if you get killed in a wormhole, there is no kill rights. 'Cause it is a lawless land. It is more lawless than nullsec almost. Like, nullsec kinda has law because they're owned by I don't know. I don't know if you do you fuck with wormholes or not really?
I've never been in one. All I know is, that's kind of interesting to me about wormholes is that you can use them as shortcuts to other areas of space. But even then, I'm not hard pressed to move a lot of shit anywhere. I'm still just doing abyssals, man. I'm a very simple guy, just trying to get just trying to get my skills up, and that's it. Just trying to build a nice little fleet of ships, and I'm simple like that.
Yeah.
The wormholes, I mean, I would need there to be a definite reason to go in there.
Uh, I mean, so, like, they have different type of enemies, like the sleepers. Sometimes you get sent to, like I said, they call it J space. Sometimes you get sent to Triglavian or nullsec. It just depends. Or you can get sent to lowsec, like or highsec. Like it, that's the unstable ones. I think some of the unstable ones they only last for like a few days. Like some of the wormholes come and go. So it's kind of nice because you know where one is, you can kind of get your daily easily because you always know it's there. But you can save the location so you can warp to them later. That's something I really like about this game is saving locations because if I find a good spot, like I think we were doing the Plagio glass. If I find a good place that I know I can come back to, I save it and then you know, send it to you or whoever, then we can just go there, right? Saving
Yeah.
that, you need to know how to do that for your rec sometimes because if you're doing certain missions and you take an acceleration gate, if it's in dead space or certain mission area or wherever, saving where your rec is nice because you can go back there and get your stuff if it's it's NPCs, I guess. If it's players, it'll probably be just taken, but, um, there's a lot of cool, like, features. I like the chat feature's nice. I alwa when you told me this game had no voice, I was a little skeptical, but then, the chat is so efficient and responsive that I don't really think the game needs voice unless you're doing some, Discord or something.
Yeah.
The communication tools are there. I like the in-game mail system. I like that you can share fits, locations, all in a very helpful link. You can share outside links too to websites. So like there's really no filter in the game, which can lead to some interesting conversations. But there are some chat moderators who will tell you a thing or
Reel
two.
you back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sometimes there's not.
Yeah, which is also fun. It's a very adult game for adult-minded people.
It really is. I mean, there's some.
It's not Fortnite. It's not
No.
fucking Arc Raiders.
Oh man. Our creators. What a
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. This is the Eve show.
I mean, because I stopped I just going on a tangent because I haven't really been playing anything like online for a while now, and I think the last big one was yeah, Arc, and then I got into this, and I honestly don't. I don't know. It feeds my hunger for competitive and online, whatever.
Tickles the brain.
Yeah, I mean, even as a single player game, it acts as kind of all both because like I mean, I'll read rookie chat and participate, answer people's questions, like because I always see and hear the same opinions, and I don't want people to like be swayed a certain way. It's like, yeah, people say, do the career agents do this, and then what do I do next? Bloodstained stars, okay. But there's like which we all recommended, but people might have different questions, and I don't know. I like to see what other people say too. Like I want to see
That's
like
actually meaningful.
yeah, like, sometimes if it's just not my question or someone's sharing fits, I always check because some of those fits are actually really good, and I'll save them, and even if I can't use them now, maybe I'll use it later. Like, I think I just got, like, a
You know what system I think that would be really good for Eve is something that, Dark and Darker did, where you can have, like, a mentor, and then they, like, guide you through the dungeon.
Oh,
Like, I think
yeah.
something like that would be yeah, something like that would be really, really cool. Because I had someone from the core that I had joined, explain to me took his time, we got in Discord, explained to me, like, how to do abyssals. I didn't know. I thought it was funny that you have to start your own fleet in order for you can fleet up with yourself in order for you to do abyssals, which kind of, to me, doesn't make any fucking sense, but
Yeah.
it's fine. I was able to do it. He showed me, like, where to go. He didn't teach me, like, all the intricacies, but he told me, like, "These are the rules. This is how you do it. This is the fit. This is the website. This is how you do it." And I was like, "This is perfect." And I was good. I'm still good.
Yeah, in Tarkov, I think they call them Sherpas, and, Dark and Darker is, like, the night system.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know what you could call it, and yeah, but just besides the corpse, like, everyone's always like, "Oh, join the corp and, help them out," you know? There should be
Yeah, at the
some.
expense of you being at war with someone, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, if there is like I think the closest thing is the Eve University Corp, which I think is a passive it's a corp that I've been told as is always helping people, like, that's the most friendly, non-aggressive corp, and there's other corps that emulate that, but it also just depends, like, if there was a little bit more organized system to show, like, who's online, that's one thing I don't like, I kinda like and don't like is I like I can see when you're playing, but, I have to kinda go through menus to see when certain people are online, like, if there was, like, a list of people, because I know on the Tarkov website, it had a list of people, like Sherpas you could go to, and it tells you, "Okay, these guys are specialized in PvP, this one's specialized in, looting, whatever." Something like that would be kinda cool. It is all right now heavily community driven, which is cool, and maybe there is something more out there. Like, I know a lot of corps advertise certain things, but kinda don't know until you actually join, like, some of them are kinda like a big, they're like edging you. Maybe that no, edging. They're they're like leading you on. They're leading you on to like to say, "Oh yeah, dude, this is the best corp."
God, out of all the words you could have used to describe this, but yes, I get what
No,
you mean.
we'll cut that out.
Yeah.
No,
No, you leave it in.
because like it's just like I was talking to this guy today on my alt account, and he's like, "Dude, check this out. Like, this is my ship." Like, 'cause he was complaining about rookie chat. And I said, "Yeah, it can be kind of cringe." And he's like, "Really? Why do you say it like I don't like that word." It's like, "How old are you?" I'm just like, I'm not telling you how old I am, dude. But whatever, like he's probably some old head. He said he played WoW. And he's like, you should check out my corp. And then I asked him if they had any space, and they said, "Well, they're working on it." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't I don't know." Like I think it's
There's plenty.
I
It's
think
good to shop around, dude. It's
yeah,
fine.
I just want to check it out and see, okay, what do these guys do? Or maybe they're online, because I like our corp, and I feel shy, I think, because it they just have so much crap. It's such a huge alliance, and I'm just like, "Oh, man. Like, what the hell am I gonna do in my fucking Navy hook bill?" Like
Yeah, it definitely feels, if you definitely feel like you can't really pull your weight around, in some ways, but that's, like, where the game does a really good job by using things like, the Society of Conscious Thought ships, because you don't really need any skills to fly them. You just need the skills to put the modules or the missile launchers or whatever you wanna outfit it with. That's all you really need. And then next thing you know, you're able to go and run some of these drug missions and get, like, 500 mil. Like, basically, like, you can really get some good money if you're flying around with, like, the right people. 'Cause, like, that was the experience I had when I joined the Corps. He gave me a fitted Praxis, and we were doing some missions. I was like, "This is the most loot I've ever made, ever, in, like, 7 years of me playing the game on and off." And I'm like, "This is insane." So,
yeah.
it's just like it really sucks that you need to go like, I just happened across it, you know?
Mhm.
And that was it. They were just actually super helpful. They're like, "Here's the Discord. This is what we're gonna do, and this what you wanna do?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, dude, fucking let me in."
Yeah, and
Like, if they had something like that Sherpa thing, dude, that would be
mhm.
sick for this.
There's tons of YouTube videos and stuff telling you what to
Even
do, and
more time to invest, right?
yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of knowledge and information out there to get anyone started. So, um, if you're on the fence, I mean, it's free to play. You can progress so much without paying a dime. It's insane, like how much
Mhm.
you can play without it, and it kind of makes you respect the whole subscription model even more, because they do reward you with a lot of stuff, even if you pay. You know, I don't know how much it is a month, maybe like less than $10, and you get like free skins, you get more skill points if you actually play, you get more rewards, which I know is a feature in a lot of games, but when I think of games like WoW, like that game, I know you
Or even
have,
Final Fantasy Online.
yeah, like all those games you have to pay. You definitely have to pay to like. You just feel like shit. I mean, I mean, that's how I felt in a lot of those MMOs. Like, I just felt like shit. And um, yeah, this game has tons of content locked behind Omega, but honestly, I feel like some of the coolest ships, like tier ones, tier zeros, like you get a lot of cool ships just for playing alpha. And like, there's just so much content. There's like, that's the thing. No content is locked behind Omega. Like, I guess certain, like, activities, but, like, combat, like, regular combat, regular mining, like, everything is mostly can be, done by a regular alpha player. Like, so, gas huffing, whatever, like, ice belts, like, there's just so much things. My next mission is I wanna make a colony. That'd be kinda cool. Or like
Oh,
you
yeah.
said,
What is that, like, planetary industrial or something like that?
yeah, or like you said, make drugs. I mean, that sounds kinda fun. Be Walter
Very
White.
lucrative.
I
Yeah.
Are they like boosters or what do the drugs do?
They'll give you certain buffs like more attack damage, better turret tracking, stuff like that, or more of an attribute in something. I've only used drugs like a couple of times, but or more velocity.
You gonna get addicted?
So there's like neurotoxin stuff. It's a skill. If you just type in like neuro something,
Yeah.
let's see here.
'Cause I was reading, like,
Like
biology too, like, was a skill to improve, like, regular boosters, like, they help you last longer. Like,
yeah, like there's neurotoxin recovery and neurotoxin control, which like those two things. One is to help nullify or reduce the severity of like the side effects
does this game
of
have
the
rehab?
of no, I don't think so. I think you just gotta wait it out.
Yeah.
Just gotta sweat it out, dude.
I like the suspect thing because, dude, Jitta can be so toxic, like, any main hub, there's just always some fights, like, where you guys got, baiting in tornadoes or just hanging out. I don't know, man. It's so interesting to see like people's interactions in this game sometimes.
That little fleet of tornado guys, dude, fuck y'all. All right,
Are they
go
the ones
away.
that kill you?
No, but
Oh,
I'm so tired of them.
yeah, they're
Actually, I
always
think I got
there.
killed by one. Yeah, I don't like them. Go away.
I got a contract to kill some guy, kill a mining bully, and because this guy said he went to go mine in low sec, and he was approached by someone who said join his corp or leave because that's his space, and he fucking killed him, and he put like a 20 million is contract on him. And I feel like it's a trap because he started messaging like, yeah, man, he's in a cruiser, so I couldn't attack him. It sounds like it could be a setup, but the guy's profile was like older, so who knows? I just thought it was funny.
I don't know. I'm scared to engage on anything. I'm so like I really shouldn't be either. I think I can start taking these guys because I saw a stiletto and I was in my stabber and I
Oh
was like, I
yeah,
think I can get this guy. And he was like flashing red, so I was like, I think I can get away with killing him too. But I think just because you have bad standing, I don't think that gives you the right to kill them.
no, because I you could give someone bad standing and they'll turn up red. It just means that other players
Yeah,
don't like them. Which I mean,
I wish they would make it a little bit more clear. But then again, someone that's been playing the game longer can tell me, "Well, you can just remember it better, stupid." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's true. I
I,
could do that
I mean,
too."
it depends. I think it's the overview, like because the standing is different than security status. And they can both someone can have a low security status, and those people are definitely dangerous. Bad standing, I mean, it's also could be bad because they've done something shady, and for some reason players don't like them. I definitely give people bad standing when they act like assholes or like you'll loot or
Oh,
something.
in rookie chat, those guys, yeah.
No, no, like them. And, like, one time I was exploring and this guy said, "Get out," and I'm like, "Well, you don't own this space, like, you snooze, you lose, dumbass." Like, he's in his fucking Astero and shit, like, "Okay, you spent 20 mil, so you feel entitled to, like, fucking own this site, like, fuck you. I'm taking your loot in my 1,000,000 Heron, like, why are you using that shit in high sec? Like, get the fuck out of here, dude." I almost wanted to blast him, dude, but I've been a Heron. Because it's like,
Yeah.
dude, you know what I mean? When you think it's the same thing with mining, like, I get a little mad when I was in my Pioneer and then this Procure is just, like, taking all the fucking ore. Like, sometimes they'll be on my same, asteroid, and it's like, "Dude, like, fuck off." Like, "Why are you in high sec?"
'Cause that's what they wanna do.
I mean,
You're freaking them out with your little heron, dude.
like, dude, if
You're
you've been playing
threatening.
this game 10 years and you're still, like, doing that shit, like, come on. I don't know. Maybe they're doing the dailies. I've heard some interesting things about exploration in corpse where it's actually kind of bad practice to leave a container open, or if you leave so like if you leave an item in a container, the site doesn't reset. So you
Yeah.
you can fuck over like other court members because they can scan down the site only to find out there's nothing there. That's where the cargo scanner comes in handy. To me, that's like a little extra step, like, eh.
Yeah, man. I think we touched, touched a lot on everything. There's still gonna be more to talk about.
Yeah, yes, there's plenty. I mean, kind of want to make this a reoccurring thing where maybe we just do a check-in on what we've been doing in Eve for the past, couple months or weeks or whatever. Something
Yeah,
big comes up, we'll bring the series back. Tune in next time. This is not going to become a Eve Online podcast, but want to make it like a little mini series for the future.
yeah, I would like that. I love it. I love the idea. And then, we can start because like, that was the whole thing too is that, I bought a new computer, put me in the hole. Once I get my next room nice and situated, I'll start streaming, EVE Online more frequently. I would like to start fleeting up with some people, viewers, listeners, whatever. That sounds like a lot of fun, and just go from there. I'm just glad that I can actually play something with you and or anyone for that matter, anywhere in the world. Like, that's the other really fantastic thing about this game. I don't have to deal with lag, nothing like
Yeah,
that.
it's honestly surprisingly very stable when it comes to like playing with other people because there's no ping difference. Like I don't know, there might be some. I don't know whatever network code they're using. It's seems very stable.
Yeah, dude. I mean, for something that's been around for 23 years and counting, they got it they got it mostly figured out. It's just like little systems or whenever there's like all out wars, that's when it starts to become a problem
Yeah,
because nobody can log in, something like that. But that's neither here or there. It's just something that's just part of the game. But it doesn't detract you. And I would also say that like you need to actually have skills in order for you to make that like a reality to face.
yeah. I mean that's something much late game where you'll deal with. You're in corporate, deep in the. I mean, because at one point they were just anyone who can come over, just come have a fight. Um, I mean, I don't know. Like, I just feel like again, fly over in my fucking condor or my. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do, dude. Like, but this there's just so much going on in that picture. So much so that the game broadcasts these events. Like they say, "Oh, tune into this guy to watch this battle," or check out this huge battle that happened. So the devs are looking into what's happening. They're very in tune with all the guilds and stuff. So I like
Mhm.
to see that. And the big Capsuleer Day thing, I think they have people go to Iceland every year. I think that's cool.
Oh, the E-Fest?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanna go. I actually do really wanna go. So, once I get my money up with my
Sure.
broke ass,
What's your
I would like to go.
broker? Yeah, I wonder if people
Yeah,
like
dude.
fight or like what if there's drama. Like I don't know.
I
Like
I don't know, man. I think this game is drama the game. It's spreadsheet simulator the game. It's right click the game. It's what is it? It's espionage the game. Like, it's crazy.
because there's really no limit to how many alts and like that's why I didn't want to lie to those people. I'm like, look, man, you guys seem like a small corp. I'm not trying to like I'm not like a spy. I'm like, dude, I'm on my alt. You asked me if I was interested in joining, so I'm like, fine. Like I'm not asking, but you're like wanting to recruit me, so I'll see what you have to offer. And on this character that has less than a million skill, like again, I just turned on the MCT for him, so um, I was just like, fine, let me see what's going on, and yeah, so just by interacting, just by showing your face, people will try to recruit you, and honestly, what I've been told is sometimes those corps are not usually the good ones. Like, I think our corp, the main one, like, you can't even request to join. Like, some of them, they're not even looking for new people. Like, you have to get a referral. So,
Yeah.
not saying that it's super exclusive. It's just if you want to get into somewhere that's good, maybe but be a bit more selective. Um, and I know it can be a little daunting to go into some Discord and talk with a stranger. But you know, once you break the ice, it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, where you can go about it the way I happened across it was having a bad experience with the core and then going into the recruitment channel. I told them like, "Hey, this was my situation. I got treated like shit. These are the expectations I want. I want to do PvP, PvE. I want to do nullsec. I want to do abyssals. And guy reached out. I actually got like 3 or 4 offers like right off the bat, like within like a couple of minutes. But I liked his email, got back to him, and he did a little interview with me, like in Discord for like an hour before he was just like sure that that
Yeah.
I was a good fit for the core, and it was like uh copacetic. So and then honestly, they're the best core I've been with.
Yeah, man. Well,
So
okay.
I was happy about it.
I mean, I'm pretty happy too. I think I need to show my face a bit more now that I feel more comfortable. Maybe move some more assets to nullsec to start making the real money. Because yeah, after this event, I think I'm definitely gonna need something more, a bit more, you know. So
Mhm.
so yeah, tune in next time for the next Eve podcast. I don't know, we'll call it the Ohms Lounge Eve something.
It's a working title.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out.
the Ohms, Eve Online Ohms now.
I don't
uh,
know, dude.
Eve Talk. No, I'm just kidding. Well,
Eve Weekly.
Eve Weekly.
No.
Um,
It sounds so bad.
yeah. The See, I think the other problem
No.
is a lot of people would get this game confused with Star Citizen, which has a lot of controversy. Like, because I got them mixed up sometimes too. So,
Or
um,
even Elite Dangerous, which is a terrible name for a game.
yeah, I remember that. Is this still going?
Yeah, they're actually pretty good. I like that game. That one also had some, like, I guess, like, a learning curve to it, but it does have, like, FPS element to it, so you can undock, you actually do pilot your ship, which is pretty neat,
Oh wow.
but,
Eh.
it's just something else that I don't wanna commit to.
Oh, this kind of looks like No
I
Man's
played it
Sky.
before.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I liked fighting in it. The dog fighting is pretty cool, but I like this one more, but we already talked about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, we'll get back to it. We'll figure out some other talking points for the next Eve show or whatever. Maybe do a Twitch stream. We can all fleet up with listeners if you guys want. We'll make a date or something
That'd be
if and
fun.
when we get to that point. That would be really fun. I would like to do a co-stream with you.
Yeah.
Do a
Um.
giveaway. Give out some ISK.
Yeah. You can give out this. Come. I could too. Maybe.
With
Maybe
your broke
with your
ass.
bro. I powers. Come on, man. This
Let
game
me get
should
a
have.
dollar.
This game should have New Eden EBT.
Oh my god.
Let me buy some ammo. Let me buy some like only certain things you can use the EBT on, but like you can't buy. I don't know.
Bro, they make it so difficult for you to start out in this game unless you actually know someone. Like, or if or either if you just stream it and get help from the community. Because like honestly, like getting just like 10 million is just enough for me to get like one good ship for something like a venture, or if
Yeah.
I have my skills enough or good enough for like a frigate, you're gonna need that to do some of these missions, man. They don't give you shit. They really don't.
The career agents, like the first, like you can get maybe your first 5 to 10 mil from doing the beginning missions, but then the money starts to rapidly decline.
Especially if
Sisters,
you die.
yeah, I mean, you start to get maybe like a couple 100,000 ISK per mission, but and then the bonus rewards you have to do it immediately to get that. But yeah, I mean, I've gotten at least over 150 million ISK donated to me, and that shit fucking helped. One time I just got it through rookie chat. This guy says first person to say my name gets 100 million, and I was like, I was like, hell yeah, I actually got it. You helped me out too. The first 10 million you gave me, I didn't
Yeah.
realize how helpful that was until later. I was like, damn, like
Buying shit. Yeah.
yeah, all the skill points and all the yeah, just I'm still obviously doing getting more income than expenses, but I want to drastically uh you know improve that. Like I don't know what's a good ratio to be at, like not 50, like 64, like you want to be making 60 profit, 40% expense, or 70, like what's the margin you want to aim for too. Like besides X per hour, like how much are you spending? Like that's one thing I want to experiment with too later. And I don't know, it's all interesting to me. So
Yeah, too much. That's what you get with a sandbox.
it's yeah. But anyway, tune in next time, and we'll see you again.
All right, bye bye.